What's something that you once dreamed about that you're now living?
Having the conversation right here with you in New York City and being an artist and having a team like I have. And I feel like I was just talking to Marcel. He just left out. He's like been the contact person, and I was just talking about how he lived on 110th in Vermont. When I was just pulling up, that's his wife right there, by the way. And how we used to pull up and just have these type of conversations and what we want to do. And it's
Yeah.
like, damn, we really here right now. But that's why I said it's like you got to be grateful to be present. You
Mm.
get me? So, because if you're not grateful, you always think about what you don't have or the things that you want. And I feel like just looking back and reflecting when I look back and I think about the things, I'm like, damn, we really did everything we said we was gonna do. And meeting Taj and having a relationship with people from Harlem and it's surreal for real.
And it's so interesting because that's exactly what I speak about all the time when I'm talking to my clients. I talk to them about like gratefulness, right?
Yeah,
And then like every single day, tell me 3 things that you're grateful for right
yeah,
now. And we go around the room and we talk about it. And it's like constantly affirming what you have in front of you. Because a lot of people they forget that like life,
no, for real.
right? Just being alive and being
Yeah,
able to do something,
yeah,
whether it's like what you envision for yourself or not. Because some people are like, I want to be an artist and I want to be number 1.
man,
But even if you were just number 5,
yeah,
but you are alive and
yeah,
healthy and like nothing tragic has happened to
yeah,
you, and nothing tragic has happened to your family, and
yeah,
your mental health is there, and
yeah,
your family is intact.
yeah.
I feel like that's something to be grateful
Not for
for.
real.
But we always forget that because, like you pointed out, in this like society of like Instagram
Yeah.
and social media, you're constantly measuring
Yes.
what you're supposed
Yeah.
to be grateful
Yeah.
for versus what you truly should be
No,
grateful
for real.
for,
For real.
right?
It's the highlight reels, people just being that. And as I get it. And we all do it. I
Yeah,
do it. We all
of
guilty of
course.
it. If you say you're not, then you're a liar.
Exactly.
So we all do it. But it's just, always gotta try to like pull yourself down to reality, and just be like, snap out of it. You can't get caught up in the matrix, so to speak, and like comparing yourself. And I don't know. I just feel like the more and more I'm realizing that. And it's been a journey for me just as a person to realize that. And I got my moments where I'm just not in a good space, or I break down, or I don't show up for myself like I should or I supposed to. Shit, I'm human. But I'm working on it though. And I try actively to work on it, and I try actively to remember it, and don't let the I can't say it, this I can't say the word, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
But like when you be desensitized by something,
Yeah.
I try not to let that affect me too much,
Yeah.
and try to be like, nah, nigga, you here, stay grounded, stay rooted. You got good people around you, got people that love you, you got a family. So I try my best to do all that.
And they also say that like God would not have put those thoughts into your mind
Yeah.
if
If you can do it.
exactly,
You couldn't do it. If you
right?
couldn't do it, you wouldn't even thought about it. If you couldn't do it, it wouldn't even came to you. So yeah. And we're doing it.
You
We're really doing
mentioned
it.
you mentioned your grandmother.
Yeah.
You mentioned that she was
Big Roof Riley.
right.
Good Chicago, Harvey, south side of Chicago.
So talk about her a little bit. Talk about maybe this is where the gratefulness is coming from.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure she was drilling that into your
Well,
mind early.
she just was like she was like a drill sergeant though. She was just like a tough old lady from Chicago. She don't take no mess. She really like, I would say like, now that I think about it, she kind of like, she got me out of a lot of situations that I probably would have been in and I couldn't get myself out of. And I feel like she prayed for me. I feel like her blessing, just the woman that she is keeping me alive still. It kept me alive. I feel like she saved my life. Really, really for real. Cause she's just so rooted in that faith and it's so strong and she believe in it so much. I feel like Ruth is like, man, I at first, growing up, I used to be like, she is tripping. Like she's tripping. I used to try to like just run the streets all day. My one of my best friends, Mano, he died when he was like 19. But he grew up, we grew up together, and she used to like not mess with him because she was just like, that boy's gonna get you in so much trouble. And but we didn't know, we just running the streets, we just doing what we doing. But I feel like she was like always the person to like again just reel me back in, like, you gotta chill. And she would just G me down, have real like my mom, she was like, she's more of like the firecracker, but my grandma, she was just more of like that calming spirit. Like she wouldn't play no games with you, and she just give it to me straight and raw. So shout out Big Roof, man, I love her.
And talk to me about your mother.
OG Bev, she just, like I said, she just a tough lady, you know, she real small, real she like 5'3", but she just got so much love, and I feel like that's where I get my, like, my passion from, you know?
Yes.
That's where I get my fire from.
Yeah.
That's where I get, like, I ain't taking no for an answer. If I'm gonna go figure it out, this how you figure it out, and I'm gonna stay up for days to try to figure it out. So, she definitely was that, like, you know, I think I got blessed. I wanna say lucky, but don't call me lucky. Shout out to TF. But I just got blessed for real for having them too. Just keeping me rooted and grounded, you know?
I think they did a fantastic job
Yeah,
because,
yeah.
you know, just listening to you, I'm like, I always have to like talk others into these topics and
Yeah.
like bring it up and remind them that, you know, these things are important.
Yeah.
And then like speaking with you, it's like, you already know this, you know,
Yeah.
like
I'm learning. I'm not always good at it. I'm like I said, I got my days where I be like, F the world, for real. I got
mm.
like, I'm trying to rise above the self-sabotage, you know?
So quick question, why do you think you do that?
Uh,
Where's that coming from?
Probably just like, you know, the habits I have, the way I grew up, my environment, the things I've seen. I don't want to place it on nothing because I want to take full accountability for the person I am.
Yeah.
But I just feel like I said, we just, you know, you grow up where you grow up and you see things and you just, you know, old habits die hard, you
Yeah.
know? So I'm just from a place where, like I said, there's not a lot of self, I don't even want to talk bad about it because it's a beautiful place.
It's
I
a
love
beautiful
it.
place, but there are some
It's evils in
toxic
there. Yeah,
things that
it's some toxic things that I
toxic
picked up.
energy
Yeah, that I
that
picked up. Just traits, you
yes.
know.
And it's survival mode. I
Yeah,
think it's because of
yeah,
survival mode. You know, I grew up in New York City, but
yeah.
I grew up in Southside Jamaica, Queens.
Okay.
And
Shout
so
out to
like
Queens.
very similar,
Yeah,
you know, like there's that energy of like, you gotta survive
yeah. You got to survive.
before everything else,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, and it's like
You can't be walking around saying hi to everybody and
nah,
good morning and good afternoon because that could be an issue
yeah.
depending on who you're talking to.
Yeah,
So
they could take the kindness for weakness. You try to be hard
exactly.
about things, but shit, I feel like as an artist, I feel like the best artists are the most vulnerable. So
Mm.
I'm trying to, you know, be more vulnerable with myself and try to express myself more. And if something is on my mind and if it's too heavy and I can't carry it, I just share it. You know, I'm not here to carry everything. Sometimes you think that or you feel like that. Sometimes I feel like I got the weight of the world on me sometimes because like I said, they all believe in me. Everybody believes in me. So I feel like, damn, I gotta do it. But sometimes it should get too heavy. You
Well,
gotta put it down.
you know,
Or you gotta
no,
share the load.
that's right. Well, knowing your story, you did have something really like life changing happen
Yeah.
to you.
Yes.
Do you want to talk about that?
Yes, that's fine.
I mean, for anyone. So this also ties into like one of the jobs that I had
Yeah.
where like I used to work in an emergency room and there would be people that would come in and they would have been a victim of like a gunshot
Yeah.
or, you know, a shooting or like,
yeah.
so they would have gunshot wounds
Yeah.
and I would always have to counsel them and talk to them about, you know, how they're feeling. And a lot of them had like PTSD.
Yeah.
And so we had to give them counseling for months
Yeah.
just so that they could go back to normal life.
Yeah.
Do you ever feel like that's why you isolate?
Probably, maybe. I feel like I never really like honestly, just I never really like really truly dealt with it from being shot, especially being shot that many times.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even cry or nothing. Like I never even like I was just so happy to be alive. And then also too, I always looked at it as like this is like, you know, my family is involved in these things. My family has done things prior to people. So maybe I was the one that had to go through that to carry the karma for my family. Cause you know, who wouldn't know if my brother went through that, we probably wouldn't have it. If my cousins went through that we probably wouldn't have it. You know, so I just felt like that was just my duty for the family. I took that one on. And maybe I shouldn't feel like that. Maybe I should be like, damn, I'm sad about this or I feel this way about it. But it's like, you know, it is what it is. And I also looked at it as like, well, I had three options. Either I was going to live there forever and never leave South Central and be stuck there. I was going to go to jail or I was going to die there. And I've already beat all of my odds. So
Exactly.
I'm here, you know? So it's just like, I just try to look at it like, sometimes it come to my mind. Sometimes I'd be like, damn, that's crazy. You know, sometimes I'm a little bit more paranoid than I should be about things in my surroundings.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm a little bit more aggressive than I should be in some environments because I don't want to be on the short end of the stick again.
That's right.
Yeah.
I can
So it's like
understand that.
I gotta be more like on not even defense, because defense is like I gotta be more on offense, like what's going on, you know? So maybe that's made me more confrontational and things. Maybe I done lost relationships because of that. But it is what it is, you know. I just again I always looked at it as like this is where we from, so this is like a natural thing. But then when I tell people that, they be like, that's not
Yeah, that's not a normal.
yeah,
I mean, like your average person is not going to say, "Hey, by the way,
yeah. I've
you
been shot
know."
before. And I mean I've been shot 28 times. So, you know, it's just like in one setting. So it's just a lot. But you know, and then even having my family go through all that, you know, for my mom to be 200 feet from what happened, for her to come outside and see her baby on the floor like that, I feel like she just now, probably like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, I'm looking at her and I feel like she's now getting over that. My little sister, she just getting over that. You know, my family is really they're just now getting over
And
that.
how many years did that happen?
Probably almost like 8 years.
8 years, and
Yeah.
and now they're
Yeah,
finally
8, 9 years
recovering.
it's been. So it's like they just now getting over that, you know. So it's a crazy thing, but I feel like it brought us together in a sense a little bit more. You know, we have our moments about it, but
Yeah,
you know,
there goes that gratefulness, right?
yeah,
It makes you appreciate life a lot
yeah.
more. But something so tragic happening to you, does that ever make you feel like, there's a higher power
No, for sure.
and
Granny's still praying for me.
exactly, and a higher purpose for you?
I think music is a thing that's going to help me get into other doors, you know. But I feel like right now this is where I'm at.
Yeah, music is your
Yeah,
higher purpose to
yeah.
some degree,
Yeah,
right?
it is, and it's helping me. Like music has brought me on the whole other side of the world, of the country. You know, I'm from New York and LA is like, but when I come out here, I'm connecting with people. So I feel like music is the purpose for me right now, and we never know. Maybe 10 years from now I'll be somewhere doing something else. You know, but it started from this and it's stemming from this and it's helping me get my emotions and my thoughts out. You know, and it's helping me connect with people and have conversations. You know, maybe this conversation or reach somebody and it help somebody. So
Well, it's so interesting because a lot of people are victims of like gun violence,
yeah, for sure.
especially in New York City. Like, you know, there's just a lot of gun violence here, and having a gun is outlawed in New York.
Yeah, no,
Like, you're not supposed to have a gun,
yeah.
but
You have a gun in New York, you gonna face
uh,
some trouble.
yeah, you
A
at
gun in
least get
LA,
3 to 5.
yeah, a
But
gun in LA, they gonna that's a misdemeanor.
really,
Yeah, they gonna boot that right out.
and do you think that's the reason why there's a lot of like shootings and stuff in LA because of the gun laws? You feel like that impacts how people behave?
I think people impact how they behave. I don't think it's the weapons. I just think it's people. What they say, guns don't kill people. Stupid people with guns kill people. So it's just, I think it's more the environmental thing than it is like a law. Because you should. I mean, that's an amendment. You have the right to bear arms.
Yeah.
That's a constitution. So it's like
And you believe in that, right?
I feel like everybody should have a right to protect themselves. You never know.
Yeah.
You got families, everything. I don't know. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Interesting. Because there are some people that don't believe in like, you know, the right to bear arms or like just to have guns because they feel like we should live in a society where we respect each other enough.
Yeah, to be cool.
Yeah.
But that's not always the case though.
That is not reality.
That's not reality.
I remember I was working with this one kid and he was from a very privileged family and he was Chinese and his family was very wealthy and we were working at, this was very long ago. We were working at the UN. And I remember that he saw some people outside of the building with like guns and he started crying. He broke down and I think it was the first time he'd ever seen a gun in his entire life.
Yeah.
And he was like, guns are bad and, but like you said, you're absolutely right. Human beings are the ones that are using,
what they say, they're the most unpredictable people, like creatures on the planet.
Creatures, yep.
As a human being. So you never know. For like shit, if you have to protect yourself, I think you should. I think it's a thing that you should, I'm not saying that you should run around here trying to.
It's not the Wild Wild West.
Yeah, I'm not saying you turn into John Wick out here, but you definitely should be able to protect yourself, because you never know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Before you go, tell me some of your favorite restaurants in LA.
I like Two Homies. I like We Jammin'. What else is a good restaurant? I like Court Cafe. What else is a fire restaurant? They're my top 3 though. So we jamming, Two Old Maids, and Court Cafe. They're my top 3.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I've never been to any of those.
You gotta
The
fuck.
only thing I went to was Marathon Burger.
Yeah.
When I was out there, and like some other
Yeah,
spots, STK, Steakhouse.
Yeah, but that's not like that. Them are like chains.
Yeah, like
Marathon Burger is good too though.
Yeah.
Shout out Marathon Burger. I like Marathon Burger too.
yeah, it was
But
really
like,
good.
they're my top 3. Two Old Maids, we jamming, and Court Cafe.
So I'm gonna make sure that I put that on my list.
Yeah. Stop at them all 3 of those. I like Hungry Joe's too.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll look it up.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you for coming today. I appreciate you. It was a pleasure talking to you, getting to know you.
Thank you. I appreciate you for having me, and I will be in New York, and I'll be back. We're gonna have a listening party, so you should pull up to that.
I will definitely be there. Thank you so much.
you.
Take care. And best of luck with everything.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Bye, guys.
Bye.